massive part of your game. And what I've seen over the years is go, were you taught how to run, or do you run for your sport? You know, are you runners, or are you footy players who run a lot? Right?
All athletes, regardless of the sport, they have far more in common than they have not in common because of the nature of their sport. And that's what I try to play on, is do you look from the hips down like a basketball player might move, like a soccer player, a NFL guy, a lacrosse player, and so forth, right? And there's so much in common when we look at it that way. So when I see movement qualities or poor movement expression, that can cost them both efficiency for performance reasons, but also can put them at risk of injury. It's a similar signature that I see with athletes from all different sports.
Pick it up, put it down. Good. Now do this. Pick it up, hold, bring it forward, bring it back, bring it forward, keep it up, set it down. Don't let the rear foot drop below the height of your knee. Yep. I get squishy, all right? Watch my left hip. I dropped down. I dropped down because you're thinking all this work here and you're actually going, you're shrinking. Don't shrink, grow. So if it's a leaning tower, extend the standing hip. So this is a hip extension step over.
These ideas are coming a lot from the track and field world and strength and conditioning world, and they really also just come from what we call athletic development. It's really almost physical education language on how your body moves. We're trying to physically educate them to be more efficient in their actions. So we create lots of different names for exercises or movements, and these movements pattern themselves really similar in both the water, in the gym, on the gymnastics floor, on the trampoline, and they are patterned on the pitch when they go do it. So leaning tower, we call them triangles, push versus squish. It's be a bouncing rubber ball, don't be a tomato. Right? So when your foot hits the ground and I drop a bouncy rubber ball in a tomato, one thing bounces, another thing squishes. And so you have to give these visual things for them to understand what you're trying to get at. And oftentimes you get too caught up in your own terminology, like real technical terminology. And when you break it down, like don't be squishy, right? Don't be a tomato, and be a rubber ball. That's all it takes for many athletes to go, I understand what that means.
I actually start stopping here so I don't go beyond vertical, right? And that's why you were like, whoa, sometimes. When you start saying, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna step here, it's all about extension because you're trying to stay in the same spot.
So that's been really good. I guess it's a lot of stuff you've sort of seen before and done before, but I think the level of intricacies that Bill knows and the knowledge he has of his doing this sort of stuff for 30 years is off the chart. So I think the knowledge we've gained from it all the last 2 weeks is been profound. He's got like 6 hours of program to go through, but I've never seen him look at a book or look at some dot points or anything. He just knows it off the top of his head, and then there's 4 of us doing it at once, and he can just look at you for 3 seconds and know what you need to correct, and he can face Paps and know exactly what he needs to correct without an or a stumble in his words. So it's really impressive.
Then you're all QL, doing all the work, okay? You got to make it all about, on this side, all about this left hip, all about this left hip, and go through, all right? Go to 50-50. 50-50 right there. Good. Get long. Come up a little bit. Yeah, there. Good. Go back to 90-10 or 50-50. Come. Push. Straighten out that leg. Boom. Reach.
Here he is.
50-50 shift. 90-10. 90-10. 50-50. 90-10. Up. 90-10. 50-50. 90-10. 90-10. 50-50. 90-10. Shift. Get long. Good. When you reach, get long. Reach. Yes. 50-50. Shift. Push down. Turn. Get long.
Well, it's almost like the mental side of concentrating on little muscles that you didn't really know needed to work. Like in your foot, for example, you just think you're balancing on one leg, but then there's all these extra muscles you wouldn't really consider using when you're balancing. But he hones in on those, like in the bottom of your arch of your foot or the ball of your foot, and just the mental awareness to concentrate on those smaller things sort of burns you out over 4 or 5 hours.
You can pick it back up. Shift. Push down. Shift. Hold on. Yeah, don't forget to push down. Good. Push down.
Yeah, good.
The question is what sports do you need to make to play the sport? And then what shapes can you make? Can you get in and out of positions required for your sport with precision, style, and grace, meaning athletically, right? And then get strong. So the one thing that they need to know is you have to be able to get into lots of positions and control all those positions on a regular basis. And their takeaway should be, all the training I did, there was a lot that was totally new and different than they'd done before. And what I do is I watch the sport and say, can you get into these positions and be stable, strong, and get out of them quickly? And can you repeat it consistently?
Position, right? Outside, single leg squats. Outside leg, single leg squats. Push down to go down, own it, dominate it, 5 or 6 reps, switch sides. This side of your foot. We did this with the ramp. Remember the wooden angle? You don't have that now. So first is just push, then we do the release. Yeah.
Let's go with sway, sway, and give me inside foot push. Okay? Sway, inside foot push. All right? Up, boom, there. Okay?
So bring it up higher.
You can bring it up higher and then put it right down. You're naturally leaning, so it will go down in front of you. Boom. Yes, Tom. One more each. Leaning, swaying, swaying, push, boom. Yeah, Logue, that's good. That's the right position. Strong. The box, side to side box jumps. Left to right, right to left, right to there. Push down on that box. Remember how that was hard? This is exactly what I'm doing right now. Keep your triangles. Better. Keep your triangles. Grow, Tom, grow.
It's been a lot of things that you've seen before, you know, all the types of movements and things, but then the detail that Bill goes into, you know, he goes really down to the specific, breaks it down, you know, starts from the very beginning where your feet, toes are meant to be. But yeah, it's been really enjoyable and just really interesting.
I'm here to change your posture doing these drills because it stresses your tissues in a different capacity. It's to build resilience in you. That posture will probably mean better force going into the ground at the foot, the ankle, the Achilles, which builds up that strength quality to carry into the season.
The whole point of him is to make you a better player, you know, and make sure you're on the field for longer periods of time and keep you fit and healthy. So that's obviously the main goal. It's learning those movements to help you better prepare for different situations. You know, on the field, things are so unexpected. You can't prepare for everything, but if you can prepare for constant movements, you can, really develop your skills and your movement patterns to help you explode better and get to places quicker, and then the rest happens on the field.
Good job. Totally synchronized. Well done. Backwards. Relax. You can look around, but both legs are in a triangle, in a triangle, in a triangle. It is what it is. Oh yeah! Take a step.
It's great!
Oh, I was like, nice. Oh, he's got Come on. What? Go the other way.
I've always sort of been a powerful sort of power athlete myself, but then it's due to my injuries, your body needs to be able to know how to handle those sort of forces and how to absorb. And I think just the way you can absorb the sort of power and to produce even more. But then like sort of change of direction, sometimes you sort of sink into it and your body sort of collapses. But then through this sort of gymnastic sort of stuff we're doing, your legs are used to being trained to now like absorb that sort of power and reproduce it again.
We're going to, look at me, we're going to kind of roll it and rock it like this. And then what you want to do is you want to push that stick around the inside. So you're going to go back and then up and over. Then you got to release your pinkies.
Find it.
So who's going? Who's controlling whom right now?
Top hoops are controlling
Yeah,
me.
they're taking you for a ride.
What's that, Bill? No.
So on the gymnastic sort of floor, it's all about controlling your core, so everything from your hip flexors to sort of your top of your abs. It's just be able to control that as one, and not like, you're stepping forward, you might lose your abs and you lose your stomach and bend forward. So keeping that all aligned helps you when you're trying to run forward or accelerate or change direction. You're not leaking energy into places, and you can really just use all your power to go forward or change direction or whatever it is.
Dorsal flexed, torso matching shin angle. Sit on the knees, don't go bow-legged, not riding a horse. Toes up, bring your knees up to you, higher, knees up.
Where the AFL guys come in is they have a tendency to look and move in a certain way. And oftentimes I say they look like they're built a little bit like triathletes who have to cut, pivot, change direction, and hit people, right? They have these long legs, bodies, often long torsos. There's a handful of guys that are a little bit shorter and things like that, but they just look like that type of body, more basketball-like than other sports, like more like those basketball players.
Tick, push down. Good.
I'll keep reminding you. Remind yourself, this is backwards, okay?